I'm double checking the Twitch channel for a sec. Oh, there we go. Hey! We are live! Okay, that's good. Well, alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're probably going this just for the VODs here, so people can check out the YouTube channel. But for now, we've come quite a long way. Full month and a half, just all replays and gameplay, and now we have already gotten to the finals. And we're gonna get a lucky 6. Where is it for? But hello. So, can we open up the bracket though? There would be significantly less people since there's only 4 left. And so, the scheduling and everything should be pretty personal. We got Neth and Ashelia. Big upsets for both players actually. Since Hey Mavi was ranked 2nd and was knocked down by Neth, while Ashelia has proven to be a pretty strong competitor throughout the tournament. But I think that's mostly it for the brackets though, since there's not much, only 2 people left, and 2 more matches to win for the crown. Well, there is. But let's move on to, well, actually a few things before we get into the map pool in general. It's very interesting since even though we have significantly less people, almost all of the maps were picked on the matches for the semifinals, and hopefully we get to see that again for today, as we're gonna start to show the long-awaited finals map pool, and boy oh boy, will I say it's gonna be difficult. So let's start off with Nomad 1. We're going to go. So, a few things to note: that this star rating is 4.5, but the difficulty of the map itself is relatively consistent. I love this song. This was a very difficult map in Standard, and pretty good map in Taiko due to its really tough patterns. So the first things you should note about this is... Oh, excuse me. The relatively dense pattern on the first... Actually, throughout the whole map, it's probably a very tough Oni pattern, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is... You'll expect the Oni patterns already on the finals here, since we are on the last set, so expect this difficulty jump to be very interesting. Alright, this Ki section has a lot more triplets than what a Muzikashi would provide, and those big finishers on those sections. So for those who won't be able to handle those really dense patterns, might have a bit of trouble in Nomad 1. We've checked out a bunch, but the only reason why the star rating on this map in particular is very high is the fact that the map is 3 minutes and 46. And usually when it comes to long maps and dense patterns, the star rating tends to boost up. But for all, that's all you expect in Nomad 1. Super consistent, but once again, any kind of dense patterns is very open for mistakes, as surprisingly we expected on the last on the semifinals there were practically no scores higher than 1x100. Actually, even 2x100. Everyone had a relatively tough accuracy on the map, and most of them had a lot of those patterns being quite difficult to hit or keep their accuracy on. I wonder if the rain can be heard, but it started raining on ours. But regards to that, we're gonna get into the long spinner section in this part, if I remember correctly. So, a bit of rest for the players who get to play. But right after that is gonna be a weird 1-3 mapping section there. I think that's mostly the map to look at this. I actually thought that KDK pattern might be a little tough. As we did see a lot of the players not do that pattern with one hand only, so we might actually see some trouble for some of the players, for our finalists here, to pull out that section. Here we go, that mono cat, very tough. Finisher section, and that's gonna be No Mod 1, a relatively long map, and for a good reason. Super consistent, but that should be the replay. We're gonna move on to No Mod 2. But I'm just gonna say we have always had hololives on every map now. At this point, it's not even a joke. It's like Hololive maps are very versatile. You're gonna get the Kali map just for this as well. So it's gonna be almost the same as our last No Mod 2 for semifinals, where we're gonna have a Muzukashi difficulty. Wait, actually, for I9. Technically, we had, because one of the retrograde had a Hololive background. I'm counting it as Hololive because of that. Here we go. Those actually, that pattern might be tough, and this should be a BPM drop for now. But here we go. As those tough sections are actually hard to hit. The map is very. What's a good word for it is like tricky. It tricks to you that it's pretty slow due to the SV, but in reality, the map is 260 BPM, and when those triplets come in at those kinds of speeds, we might have a bit of trouble like keeping up your accuracy unless you know how to hit those notes specifically. And of course, for those who want to single tap this, feel free, as this map has some offhand patterns technically, as those K and DKKD starters are very tough to alternate. So this map might be very tough for some players, as how the map is mapped might deal a bit of trouble for those who are alternating the single tap of the map patterns. Tough to say, but here we go. We did see the first 100 there. That section where the 116 stands and those double triplets are gonna be super tough to hit. So last section of this, I mean, very simple. But here we go. This section should be a more simplified version of the last VR. But we're gonna expect another last big triple here on the end. Oh, maybe never mind. But that will be No Mod 2. Extremely fast and extremely tough. I hate how the 300s end up with 7 and 7. But that's No Mod 2. Let's move on to No Mod 3. A Choco Restless. The Resident Slow map. I like this song. It's been a pick on some tournaments. Well, the song itself, not this map in particular. But we're gonna get some slow SVs and relatively slow BPM songs. But these are, oh, excuse me, these are very very single tappable condensed patterns. But overall, the map should be alternated by the players. We're gonna the KI section, and we're gonna get some even patterns throughout the map. And for those who aren't really too used to those even patterns, they might have a bit of trouble adjusting to this map. Though a pattern against with this is, since it's a relatively slow map, you get a lot of breathing space with some of the sections. But for the KIs, you're gonna expect a lot of trouble with those even patterns and a lot of the KDs. But for now, we're gonna vibe till the map ends. So, I guess for those who are playing in the finals, a few things that you should know that we're gonna the difficulty spike is definitely there, and we're gonna expect a lot of those 5-note patterns and those even patterns, such as those quadruplets. So the complexity and the difficulty spike should be noted. Since we're gonna move to Oni, and that is no mod 3. Moving on to no mod 4. MTU maps, yes, I love them. Already, the map starts off strong with a lot of those dense triplets. But the BPM should be relatively average. And we're gonna get a lot more of those 5-note patterns. And a lot of those, oh my god. I'm just looking at this and I'm actually having trouble keeping my accuracy. These notes are relatively well open for opinion, but I feel like these notes are kind of confusing to hit, especially if you're gonna go for full alt and alternating those with offhand and main hand. Okay, you might have a bit of trouble. So one thing to note there, as you saw, was there are those finishers at the end of the streams. And as I said before, many times throughout the start of the tournament, those finishers do count as additional notes. So you better practice hitting those finishers at the end of the stream. It's a little bit of rolling in terms, but it should be doable at these kinds of speeds. Alright. Yeah, here we go. These dense slow slow SV patterns might catch some people off guard, but here we go. The speed ups. Very fun. This map. Oh, we get that SV pattern right there. Might catch some people off guard, so you might have to practice the map. And there we go. Another finisher at the end of the stream. And another SS. Good score. Oh, that was Kish's play? Wow. Even I'm amazed. That's gonna be no mod 4. And here we go. 99.51. Resident Toho map 2. First thing to note, those fast SV ghost finishers there, it's gonna be littered out throughout the map, confusing the player whether should they hit early or should they hit late. But overall, the pattern should be doable once you play the map. So just follow your... what's a good word for it? Follow your body. You got the gut feeling for the map. A lot 1-3 patterns, dense triplets. Yeah, these kinds of slow patterns might catch some people off guard. Here we go, these slow monos. Relatively tough streams, actually. So, it's definitely a map that, per se, you need to practice. That section might catch some people off guard. Of course, gotta hit those finishes as well. And now this part might be a little tough due to the fact that the mono cats. The fact that the SV is a little confusing. So it's meant to be that you should just follow the song and how it works. That should be normal 5. Very tough. Actually, this might be one of the harder maps of the pool. But a good score for I9 there. Now let's move on. Oh, unfortunate. Is it not updated? No, we're chatting about, I think the replay isn't updated. But we did have a replay. Yeah, I think the map the replay isn't updated to the map. I am not sure though. Oh, that is unfortunate, but there was a replay for this. Bald and bald. But here we go. Finby maps! It's almost like it goes hand in hand as long as it's the last map of the no mod. If it's Gimmick, Finby makes it. So, last time we had those bar finishers. What are we gonna get now? The answer might be surprising. I'll let the viewers get up to the first gimmick section. And guess what the gimmick's gonna be. Then after the second key, I probably just reveal it for the VOD. First part, here we go, gimmick section. So, easy enough. The gimmick is gonna be reverse notes. As you see those slow notes, the next invisible notes are gonna be the exact opposite color. So for red, 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 it's blue, blue, blue. Cat, cat, don, don, don. That's kind of weird to say, but that should be mostly the gimmick of this map. It may sound easy in theory, but trying it out on the map itself, having that mode of thinking that the next notes are gonna be the exact opposite of what it was might give a little bit of lag, and keeping your accuracy on this might depend on how much you practice on the map or how well you can deal with the gimmicks in general. But the map is simple in theory. There we go. And the second gimmick of this. Oh, that is. And there should be a memorization section on that part earlier. But here we go, another more of those reverse pattern for the gimmicks. And that's gonna be No Mod 6. Good map. I love this map. Yeah, the map is updated. That is unfortunate. But let's move on. Hidden 1. I don't know how to call this map. Oi. But map is gonna be relatively fast. Since fast SVs tend to be the thing for No Mod 1. And we're gonna get exactly that. Dense patterns and Muzukashi for hidden here. So first thing to note is how the finishers are placed in this map might catch some people off guard, as they're gonna be very tough to hit, especially if you plan to hit those finishers. This is gonna be pretty dense actually, and a lot of the skill honestly depends on how well you can read the map, and that's precisely what HD is meant to be. How well you read the notes, and how well do you have a good memory. So HD1 challenges that exact skill set. And hopefully, for those who choose HD1, hopefully play it well. This map is super fun. Honestly, it's one of my more favorite maps to play. It's a little difficult, but it's really fun. The song is good, the mapping is good, the finishers to hit are pretty difficult, but it's the challenging kind of difficult. It's not impossible, nor is it too easy. But that section is gonna be tough, as you guys just see. I think it's a bit of the stream as well, since it is streamed, I think, in 30 FPS. Well, apparently it's ooey. Oi. And that's gonna be HD1 and HD2 for this one is gonna be. I can't read that. It's a little Seigetsu. And now, as everyone wanted, slow HD. Nobody wants a slow HD. Probably except for me though. First part's gonna be relatively okay. The play for this is single tap, so there is a good chance for single tapping for this whole map. But this is gonna be, if you're gonna alternate, it's relatively streamy. So for those full alters, good luck. And the SV changes kind of tough to read. But overall, the map should be mostly just that. Actually, the song itself is really fun to listen to. I love how the map is very calming, but the song is very calming, but the map isn't. And here we go. The last Kia is gonna be a very fast section. So, oh boy, that pattern tough. Already showed up on the one doing the replay. Definitely surprised on how that note just appears out of nowhere. And that's gonna be No Mod 2, Seigetsu. Very tough. But that's gonna be all of the hiddens. We're gonna move to HR. Yonder. We're gonna get conflict. Oh, let's see if it's gonna be a consistency hard rock. I personally don't check hard rock maps. It's not in my skill set, but here we go. The KI section comes up as relatively fast, but it's not as fast as the previous maps. So we're gonna get simple patterns with a few duplets. And a good song. I like this song. I guess this map itself is going to be a relatively dense hard rock, and the trouble with this is a lot of the patterns, especially with a few maps before, is that people tend to play hard rock when it's single tap heavy, since you can kind of like turn off your brain by hitting the notes and just reacting to the colors. So with these kinds of tough patterns, you kind of have to recognize these patterns that appear at very fast speeds. And that's the trouble with it, as hard rock reduces this window of like recognizing patterns, especially for those playing KBDK. But that's exactly what Hard Rock 1 is. Consistency check. Hard Rock check. Those who are good with the mod might flourish in Hard Rock 1. We're gonna get some tough snapping patterns and more longer notes. And we're gonna get a KD. And the KI section. Not as scary as what it should be, but KI should be mostly just that, those duplets and triplets. Oh, unfortunate 1x100 there. And that's gonna be HR1. Long patterns and a lot of triplets, challenging a lot of hard rock reading. But that's HR1. Let's move on to HR2, a map that I know personally. I love this map. But I haven't tried it in HR. And already, starting on the first, the speeds are way faster than when HR1 was. And for those who haven't seen, this is gonna be the only difficulty. And oh boy, only with mods? Stop. And oh, finishes sections on HR? Ah, yes. But there should be a bit of rest for the players here, as I think after this section, I do think, or did we already finish it? I'm not sure though. Yeah, this monthly section. There we go, KI. And am I saying the KI faster than the previous notes? A little bit slow down there, but considering hard rock, tough. There we go, the 1-3 sections. And we get to see the first 100, and I love this part. All of these are mapped in 1-3, so this whole section is gonna be mapped in 1-3. And if you wanna enjoy 1-3 sections, there you go. But HR2, very tough. HR2. Was that a 934X? Yeah. And 86 you are. Not bad for smart. And let's not down to DT. The world execute me. The slower version. I love the command prompt one, but this sounds good. Few things to note. It plays like the rank map of this. But once again, with DT, you get the OD buff, the very very tough OD buff. And is this Muzukashi? I think this is Muzukashi. So there's not much OD difference as past the last last set of DT picks, but we're still gonna have a bit of trouble with the Muzukashi difficulty and those DT high BPM triples. But the map itself is pretty consistent overall. It's mainly the OD buff that is gonna be the trouble about this. Yeah. A few things that I guess for the little finals here. If you spam the spinner, the sliders, you kind of get most of the slider tips. It's safer that way. But here we go, the OD buff speaking already as the gun doing the replay drop a lot of accuracy on those single taps. So, of course, for the players, if you manage to get a better accuracy, then I think Spartrick did this. We gotta check the replay. Yeah, Spartrick did this. So for those who can do the map, you do a better score. Then good job. But no, we're gonna move on to the anime map. Days of Dash. 2 minutes and 44 with 240 BPM. I believe it's supposed to be the same BPM as before. Less faster though, in terms of SP. But for me, a lot of the patterns that I notice on anime openings are very tough in DT. For some reason, like these the OD buff that you get on the anime maps is very tough to hit. Like they tend to be mapped around 3/4 and 1/2, and if you guys don't manage to adjust to that very well, you might lose a lot of accuracy for DT2. But the map is very consistent. Apart from the fact that most of the notes are kind of mapped very strangely. There we go. Yay section. I guess for those in the finalists here, DT might be a pretty good mod now since the maps themselves for DTs very consistent in nature. So it's just gonna be a lot of practice with the accuracy. And after this should be the slow section. We'll go stabbing like that. I guess if you guys are planning to alternate this, it's gonna be a little tough though, especially with 240. It's around 120 in terms of alternating, but that should be the map. 3x100, not bad on an anime map. We're gonna move on to FM1 beggars. Don't mind the 99.5 act. I did that. So FM1. First things that you should know, it's gonna be 3 minutes and 41, relatively long. And already for the first part, you guys see that stage pattern. It's pretty easy to do, but for those starting out with those complex 5-6 note patterns, those kinds of different patterns might catch you off guard depending on how well you play. And that ninja finisher on the start might be a little tough. So the first things you should know, there should be these small SV changes. And when it comes to those, and with those, very tough to adjust, especially with HD, as it kind of kills off the sense of timing for visual players. And for hard rock, obviously these SV changes are increased like twice or thrice the normal speed. Of course, finishers with streams. Wait, actually, the map is very long, like super long. Act drops for the one doing the replay. Why? Because that's me. And yep, there's gonna be another spinner section. And alright, here comes the fast SVs here. With hard rock, this might be a little tough, especially since we're gonna have a lot of triplets. And of course, and that's for the HD players. So NM1 is gonna be a little bit more consistent, but it will still provide a bit of challenge for HD or HR players. I'm actually gonna be amazed if someone HD HRs this at this kinds of speeds. HD HR might be a little tough. Actually, when I did the replay on this, I thought the map ends over here. And that's why I had a big accuracy drop on this, because I was like, oh boy, I thought the map ends here, so I kind of like chilled for a bit. But yep, map is long. Map is very long. But I managed to inch up the 93.5 in the end. That's gonna be FM1. Long, tough, and pretty fast. But let's move on to FM2. Psycho Stronger. Few things to note that this is gonna be 205 ppm. And obviously a little bit shorter than what FM1 gives. And at 200 BPMs, those middle finishers might prove to be a little tough, as you're gonna have to hit those. But the map is relatively consistent overall. Oh, those 1-4 sections gonna be tough. Most of the patterns are kind of repeating, but here we go. The 1-3 section. I can see the act drop, but the one doing the replay is missed those perfectly. So for those doing this map, the SVC is rarely changed, so it might be a good map for HR. Hit that a little early. Here we go, the Ki section, more of those double triplets. And overall, the map should be just littered with those 1-3s. And oh boy, that's a triplet. Heading off with a 1x100. It's gonna be free mode 2. Yeah. For the free mods, actually, the difficulty spike is gonna be tough for those who want to play this with mods. But overall, the map is good. Could have been 669 combo, but you take what you have. Now let's move on to the least favorite map, Miko. This was played during the also tPH April Fool's Battle Royale. And I gave a pretty good description on how the map plays. But already on the first part, all about this map is just those tough snappings. The whole map itself is snapped in a very strange manner. As crazy as how the song is made. Of course, the one doing the replay is just gonna single tap the whole thing. Yeah, it's the Halloween Battle Royale, I think. But oh boy. For HD, this one tough. I might have to go step. This whole section's gonna play this with hidden. So the song itself is pretty much organized chaos, and the map just adjusts to that chaos. Here we go. This section, the transitions to the fast and slows are gonna be tough to adjust to. And overall, the map is relatively fast, single tap, and you gotta single tap this with a bit of committed this, same thing. As it goes up to about, because it's mapped in around like 1-3s, like a 1-5, so it's about 220 to 240 single tap, and if you manage to hold back or hesitate on those, you might get an early 100. But for sure, the map itself, you should definitely practice. As sight reading this with a mod, you might have a trouble. But first thing to note, this section is gonna be speed ups, and when it comes to speed ups, HR cries. And best part of it's gonna be in the Ki section, so rejoice. But here we go, the slow section and the 1-3 in the end. That's gonna be FM3. Miko. Good play. And now, that's all of the maps. All of the possible maps, and we're gonna have to move on to the tiebreaker. Yeah. I'm just gonna fight for this song. So, it's not gonna be In or Oni. It's gonna be Oni. But a 4.7 Oni. Actually, I haven't tried out the map itself, but alrighty, I'm having some good old enjoyments in this. Oh, DDDK. Alright, we're gonna get a bit of those dubstep moments. So we're gonna get into the QI section. More even patterns. And the map proved to be kind of interesting. This is remove. I'm enjoying the song more than the map. Alright, backdrop. Saji. Oh, yes! Duplets. Very fun. So, few things to note on the maps is they're more littered with these 5-note, 6-note patterns. So we're gonna have to get a little bit of practice on those more complex patterns. Albeit they're kind of simple in terms of like how they play. They're gonna still be long patterns nonetheless. Here we go. Section Zoom Zoom. I guess for the finalists here, when you get those extremely long cat patterns like KKKKKKD, or basically those patterns that are long monos and then the end with the opposite color. If it's been a simple pattern, but basically it always ends on the finger you start. So it's the same thing with like triplets, where if you start with the left, it ends with the left, or if you start with the right, it ends with the right. So that's a good way to adjust to these long notes. Of course, and here we go, Gabber section, and it's gonna be mapped in 1-3. That's too smart there. At that point, it's just gonna be practicing the map instead. On the map, probably to have some pretty interesting sections. But I guess the overall premise of this tiebreaker is those super dense patterns. So if you kind of freeze, and oh boy, 1-6. Vero, this is a tiebreaker. But overall, the map is kind of interesting. And I guess we're gonna expect a lot of misses, I guess, due to the tiebreaker being long and dense. But for now, that's gonna be all the maps. Congratulations for those who have made it to the finals. You're gonna be into the toughest part of the tournament yet. Well, one of them, grand finalists, looking at you. And now, reaping the rewards is gonna be tough maps. The usual stuff. And for Vera, the team versus is gonna be around grand finals after the tournament. But for now, that's gonna be the pool. Simple enough. Same amount of a little bit an extra no mod for measure. It's gonna be a 1st to 7. I'm correct. This last is 1st to 6. Schedules will be adjusted accordingly. You can contact each other for a reschedule. Yeah, the same old tournament stuff. But for now, enjoy the tough maps. Better practice, cause the maps might be a little bit too difficult to sight read. But for now, thanks for watching this video. That's gonna be the finals map pool for the also type tPHBC. We're gonna see you next week and a better time.